Chosen one, stop scrolling right now. I am not asking for your attention today, I am commanding it. Someone who treated you as an option is currently experiencing a massive internal collapse, and it is happening in plain sight for everyone to see. Do not move past this message. You know exactly who I am talking about. They walked around with absolute arrogance for years. They constructed a false narrative about you and whispered lies to anyone who would listen. They expected your departure to break you completely, but instead, you became the quiet uncertainty they were never built to handle, and your absence is destroying their ego. Now the mask has utterly shattered. The very people they used to gossip with are watching them unravel. This is not happening behind closed doors. It is a public and irreversible system crash. Buckle in, because I am going to walk you through the exact X-ray of their meltdown. But before we look at their destruction, we need to look at your reality. You have been fighting battles in absolute silence. You thought nobody noticed your tears. You thought nobody saw how you held your integrity when they lied on your name. But heaven has been quietly watching your resilience in the dark, and every single tear has been accounted for. Let us go deeper into what you are feeling right now. There is a physical reason you have been carrying that heavy weight this week. You are not crazy. And it is absolutely not just stress. That suffocating tightness in your chest is a profound spiritual reaction, because your body is absorbing the frantic energy of the narcissist. Think about the nights you wake up at exactly 3 a.m. Your jaw is tight, your heart is racing in the dark, and their face flashes in your mind before you can stop it. Listen to me very carefully right now. That physical weight is your highly advanced spirit detecting their absolute panic, and it proves that your energetic cord is still somewhat active. The enemy just realized they permanently lost access to you. They are starving for your energy, and the spiritual backlash is hitting your body like a heavy wave. Stop swallowing that burning feeling in your throat. Stop wondering why they act like nothing ever happened, while behind the scenes they are frantically searching for a way to replace your light. You spent years acting as their human battery. You poured your pure light into a bottomless black hole. Because you are an empath, you thought your love could fix their brokenness, but they did not want to be healed. They only wanted to consume your frequency until there was nothing left, and they left you completely drained of your natural vitality. Stop waiting in wound for an apology that will never arrive. The apology is their current destruction. While you were weeping, they were parading around looking for a quick replacement, but they quickly realized that your specific depth is utterly irreplaceable. You were the only genuine diamond they ever held, and they threw you away to play with cheap rocks. Every time your name comes up in their circle, it hits them with an agonizing weight of regret. They are drowning in the noise of their own making. Your silence was a lethal weapon that completely starved their demons. You walked away and took their oxygen with you, leaving them gasping for relevance in a world that no longer cares about their lies. That restraint was not weakness. That silence was the loudest verdict heaven could possibly deliver. You chose your dignity over cheap revenge, and that single act signed their eviction notice from your energy field forever. Now they are trapped in a prison of their own design, while you are being prepared for a massive upgrade in your spiritual authority. But your physical body is still detoxing from their venom. That is why the brain fog keeps rolling in so heavily. That is why your shoulders feel like they are carrying massive boulders. You are a highly attuned receiver. Your cells are still vibrating from the trauma of being connected to a parasite, and your nervous system needs time to reset. They wanted you buried and entirely forgotten, but instead, they became the shovel that dug up your ultimate treasure. You are stepping into an ageless glow that makes time itself look like an absolute fool. While their bitterness is aging them rapidly, you are growing brighter every single day. You are the cycle breaker heaven has been waiting for. The generational patterns that plagued your bloodline end entirely with you. You were never the anomaly in their otherwise healthy life. You were the mirror. The reaction got this loud because you got closer to their truth than anyone before you ever had, and that proximity terrified the demons hiding inside them. If your spirit confirms this raw truth right now, if you feel this validation deep in your bones, gently press the like button to seal your energetic alignment with heaven. This is not just a simple click. It is a physical declaration that you are reclaiming your power from those who tried to steal it. Let us break down exactly what happened behind their closed doors. You have been carrying a heavy burden for a very long time. The isolation felt endless. The betrayal cut deep into your spirit, and you spent countless hours questioning your own reality while they walked away without a single scratch. You felt completely abandoned. But you were never alone. People often call it ordinary stress. Doctors might even try to label it as clinical exhaustion, but heaven recognizes it as a targeted spiritual attack. You need to understand that you are not dealing with a simple medical issue. You are facing the brutal aftermath of an energetic parasite. They latched onto your pure frequency and drained your reserves. They left your physical body to deal with the agonizing withdrawal while they moved on to find a new target. Listen to me very closely right now. 99% of people completely miss this shift. Pay close attention to your body. Think about the heavy weight you feel behind your tired eyes. Think about waking up at exactly 3 a.m. with your heart pounding violently in your chest while your mind races with dark thoughts. You feel completely wide awake. This is your highly advanced spirit acting as a divine alarm system. That burning sensation sitting in your throat is absolutely real. You keep swallowing it back down every single time their name comes up in conversation. You force a polite smile. You pretend that everything is perfectly fine. But that heavy lump is the unspoken truth trying to claw its way out of your physical body before it consumes you. Stop swallowing it down today. Stop hiding the immense pain they intentionally caused you. Heaven sees every ounce of your silent suffering, and you do not have to carry this dark burden alone anymore because the universe is stepping in to fight this battle for you. The thick brain fog you experience daily is not a sign of weakness. It is a powerful protective shield. Your nervous system created that dense fog to insulate you from their toxic matrix. You walk around feeling completely disconnected from reality. Your jaw is constantly tight. Your shoulders hold the immense tension of unspoken battles, and your energy levels crash without explanation. This brings us to a critical distinction that eludes the vast majority of people. You are an empath. You were designed by heaven to heal, but you mistakenly became a human battery for someone who never truly wanted to heal. They saw your brilliant light. They recognized your immense power immediately. They manipulated your compassion to fuel their own empty existence. You gave them absolutely everything, and they gladly consumed your golden energy until you were completely empty, while they offered nothing in return. They never intended to return your pure love. They only wanted to consume it. You poured your sacred energy into a bottomless pit. You made endless excuses for their behavior. You blamed yourself when things went completely wrong. But the raw truth is, they are entirely incapable of genuine connection. They are a dark glitch in the matrix, masquerading as a human being. Read that again in your spirit. You are not broken. You are simply exhausted from carrying the heavy weight of a generational curse. You are the cycle breaker. Heaven placed you in that environment to shatter the destructive patterns that plagued your bloodline for decades. It was a brutal assignment. The pain was agonizing, but your survival was absolutely necessary for the remnant to rise and claim their ultimate victory. Pay close attention to this next part, because the enemy tried hard to hide this from you. They desperately want you to believe that you permanently lost the battle. They want you to feel small and completely insignificant. They constructed an elaborate lie to convince the world that you were the problem, but their false narrative is rapidly falling apart. And your silent dignity is the weapon that destroyed their fragile illusion and exposed their dark core. Despite everything they stole from you, you are stepping into your ageless glow. The cruel betrayals were supposed to carve heavy wrinkles into your face. The isolation was supposed to drain the vibrant life out of your eyes. But you walked straight through the consuming fire. You survived the crushing weight, and you emerged radiating a brilliant frequency that absolutely terrifies them because they cannot comprehend your survival. Your physical body is still detoxing from their dark energy. Give yourself permission to rest today. Do not force yourself to run. Do not rush when heaven is commanding you to heal in silence. The extreme fatigue is part of the cellular reset happening inside you right now. Your DNA is literally reconfiguring itself to hold a much higher frequency. The heavy exhaustion is undeniable proof that the old matrix is dying. You have spent too much time waiting in wound. You waited for a sincere apology that a narcissist is incapable of giving. You held on to the fading hope that they would eventually see your true value. Let me completely reframe your reality right here and right now. You do not need their validation. Here is what they never told you about your exhaustion. The reason the universe responds effortlessly to certain people and not others is absolutely not faith. It is not discipline, it is a specific brainwave. Scientists call it the gamma frequency, and it is the exact frequency your brain was running when you were a young child, back when brilliant ideas came easily, when the entire world felt like it was completely on your side. You felt it as a child. You had that effortless genius. Learning felt completely natural. You somehow knew things before they happened. That was your active gamma. But then adulthood arrived, and the modern world went to work on you. The relentless stress, the endless screens, the survival routine. The matrix trained you to conform instead of create. Every single year, this sacred frequency was suppressed a little further. It was pushed deeper and deeper below the surface. The narcissist recognized this vulnerability immediately. They used your suppressed state to drain your remaining energy, until the version of you with lightning, intuition, and massive power went completely silent. You forgot who you truly were. Most people will live their entire lives without knowing this happened to them. But you are not most people. You are a chosen one. What if everything you have struggled with recently is not a character flaw? The financial blocks, the broken relationships, the feeling of being completely locked out of your own massive potential. These are not your fault. The gap between you and the people who seem effortlessly blessed is not willpower. It is simply a suppressed frequency waiting to be switched back on. Your energy was hijacked, and the dark elite desperately want your gamma to stay dormant, because a fully activated chosen one is the most dangerous force on this earth. They cannot control you when you are awake. But here is the raw truth they could never say out loud. The manipulator who tried to break you knew exactly what they were doing. Let us look closely at the illusion they built around you. They projected supreme confidence. They walked into every room demanding total worship. But underneath that loud arrogance is a terrified and deeply insecure parasite. Here is what happens when a massive lie gets built that big. It requires constant fuel to survive. They needed your pure light to maintain their fragile mask. They targeted you specifically because your inner frequency was a brilliant mirror, and your light exposed the profound darkness they were desperately trying to hide from the world. You were their biggest threat. They constructed a false narrative to keep you confused. They twisted every situation to make you look like the unstable one. While you were busy defending your sanity, they were quietly stealing your spiritual inheritance. They isolated you from anyone who could remind you of your true power. They wanted you completely dependent on their toxic validation. But the spiritual cost of their betrayal was compounding every single day. They thought they could discard you without facing any divine justice. They severely underestimated the God you serve. Heaven does not allow a chosen one to be mocked indefinitely. The universe was simply using that painful season to prepare you for a massive, energetic shift. You probably did not realize it at the time, but your eventual silence became a lethal weapon. When you finally stopped explaining yourself, they lost their absolute power. They thrive on your desperate reactions. They need your tears to feel important. When you completely unplugged from their toxic matrix, their entire system began to malfunction. This is exactly where their entire manipulation miscalculated. They assumed you would crawl back, begging for closure. They expected you to remain trapped in their low frequency. Instead, you chose your dignity. You walked away into the dark unknown. And that single act of supreme courage triggered their current public downfall. They are unraveling right now. They are frantically trying to replace your golden energy. They surround themselves with empty people who applaud their fake persona. But those cheap rocks can never replicate the rare diamond they foolishly threw away. Every single day they wake up feeling the agonizing void of your absence. Your pure light was the only real thing they ever possessed. Let me completely reframe your reality right now. You did not lose. You were divinely intercepted. Heaven removed them from your timeline because they were never meant to enter your promised land. Your current exhaustion is just the heavy debris of their collapsing empire. You are standing on the edge of a massive breakthrough that they can never touch. Watch what happens next, because it is mathematically precise. The divine alignment is already in motion. Their desperate lies are turning against them. The very flying monkeys they used to attack you are beginning to see their true colors. The truth is rising to the surface, and it is burning their kingdom to the ground. You do not need to lift a single finger. Let me completely reframe your entire reality right here and right now. The world tells you that walking away is an act of deep cowardice. People insist that you must communicate and find mutual closure. But those rules were written by the very matrix designed to keep you trapped. Your absolute silence was never a simple retreat. It was the most devastating weapon you could possibly deploy against them. You need to understand the brutal anatomy of an energetic parasite. They do not operate on human logic or genuine emotional depth. They operate purely on a dark and endless cycle of consumption. Every time you tried to calmly explain your boundaries, they secretly rejoiced. They did not genuinely care about your profound pain. They only cared that they had the supreme power to trigger your reaction. Your silent tears were their absolute favorite source of dark fuel. Your endless paragraphs explaining how much they hurt you fed their massive ego, because as long as you were reacting, they knew they still controlled your frequency. They expected you to stay in that toxic loop forever. They wanted you to remain a permanent human battery for their empty existence. But then you bravely chose to do the absolute unthinkable. You suddenly went completely silent without any warning. You pulled your precious energy entirely out of their dark orbit, and you did not give them a single warning before you closed the door. This brings us to a critical distinction that eludes the vast majority of people. Going no contact is absolutely not a petty emotional punishment. It is a severe and highly necessary spiritual amputation. You surgically removed a parasite from your divine bloodline. They assumed your silence was just a temporary tantrum. They sat back on their throne and waited for you to eventually break down and reach out. They watched their phone with a smug smile. But those quiet days quickly turned into long weeks. Those weeks slowly turned into agonizing and silent months. And your absolute silence became a deafening roar that began to shatter their carefully constructed psychological walls. Without your pure light to consume, their internal demons began starving to death. A narcissist cannot survive in a vacuum of attention. They require constant external validation to keep their false self alive. When you weaponized your silence, you literally cut off their spiritual oxygen supply. You forced them to sit alone in a dark room with the terrifying reality of who they truly are. They are completely suffocating under the heavy weight of your absence right now. They try to provoke you through mutual friends and subtle online games. They desperately want you to break your streak and step back into the mud with them. Because a negative reaction from you is still better than no reaction at all. But you are far too powerful to ever fall for any cheap trick again. Every day you maintain your silence, you destroy another piece of their false empire. They are terrified because they cannot read your next move. You became a completely unpredictable force of nature. You stepped out of the shallow water they wanted you to drown in, and you walked straight into the deep ocean where their fragile ego absolutely cannot swim. You became a completely untouchable and sovereign entity. Watch what happens when a master manipulator realizes they have lost their favorite toy. They immediately start malfunctioning in a very public way. They make clumsy mistakes they would normally never make. They try to attach themselves to new targets, but those cheap rocks can never satisfy the hunger you left behind. They are fundamentally addicted to the rare and brilliant frequency of a true chosen one. Your absolute restraint was not a sign of weakness. It was a massive display of supreme spiritual authority. You did not need to scream or fight to prove your point. You simply gathered your magnificent light and walked away from the table. That single act of choosing your dignity over your revenge signed their eviction notice. You handed the final verdict to a court they cannot appeal. Let this sink deep into your spirit today. You were never the crazy or unstable one. You were the mirror they desperately tried to break because they hated the ugly reflection staring back at them. They projected all their deep insecurities onto you. They tried to convince you that your massive heart was a heavy burden. But your capacity to love is exactly what makes you a terrifying threat to the darkness. The Matrix wants you to forgive and casually forget. The world tells you to be the bigger person and offer them a seat at your table again. But heaven commands you to guard your sacred territory. True spiritual boundaries require absolute ruthlessness against demonic entities. You do not ever negotiate with a starving parasite. You starve it until it drops off your body and completely dies. You are a demonstrated warrior of brilliant light. You carry a specific and irreplaceable gravity that alters the atmosphere of every room you walk into. They knew this from the very first moment they met you. That is exactly why they targeted your brilliant frequency. They wanted to steal the divine inheritance they could never earn themselves. But their wicked and manipulative plan failed completely and spectacularly. Before we go any further, I must interrupt this transmission for just a moment. If you are hearing this message right now, it is highly classified. The Dark Elite never wanted you to find the exact mechanism I am about to show you. They wanted your powerful brain to remain suppressed forever, because an awake chosen one is entirely uncontrollable. There is a profound physical reason your reality has not shifted completely yet, and science just quietly uncovered exactly why. A leaked document backed by 4 neuroscience labs revealed a stunning truth. They discovered a specific 7-minute audio frequency that forces your brain back into synchronized gamma coherence. This is the exact genius state you had as a child. Princeton researchers studied this rare brainwave extensively, and Columbia University found that activating this specific frequency literally changes the people around you. The Matrix engineered a heavy vibration to suppress your natural wealth-attracting state, but this suppressed weapon instantly bypasses their toxic programming. It reactivates your dormant potential effortlessly. I placed the specific link to this protocol in the pinned comment below, but do not click it if your spirit is not ready to handle massive abundance. You do not need years of expensive external healing to shift your reality. You only need to realign your cellular frequency. We will discuss this activation later. Right now, we must return to the absolute destruction of your enemies. Your spiritual exhaustion required that biological reset to prepare you for what is coming. Now let us look closely at the manipulator who tried to break you. They are currently watching you elevate from a distance. They expected you to remain completely shattered on the floor, but instead you are accessing magnificent realms they can never enter. The narcissist is malfunctioning because they realize they cannot replicate your pure energy. They try desperately to mimic your brilliant light while they wear stolen personalities like cheap costumes. But everyone around them is starting to notice the ugly cracks. The flying monkeys they used to attack you are quietly stepping away from their burning kingdom because the undeniable truth is finally rising to the surface. Synchronized coherence is returning to your very cellular structure right now. Your DNA is literally rewriting the timeline of your life, and you are completely bending reality to your will without lifting a single finger. This profound cognitive shift is blinding them. They look at your rising trajectory and they feel immense dread settling in their bones. Their entire kingdom is built on shifting sand and vicious lies. Yours is built on absolute divine truth. They desperately need external validation to survive another day, but you source your immense power directly from the heavens above. The contrast between your magnificent peace and their chaotic panic is becoming obvious to the entire world. Time was supposed to age you and wear you down. The severe trauma was supposed to leave you bitter and completely exhausted. Yet here you are, making time itself look like an absolute fool. The universe is actively reversing your biological clock, and you possess an ageless glow that makes the narcissist sick with uncontrollable envy. While their deep bitterness is aging them like milk left in the hot sun, you are growing brighter. You are stepping into a completely untouchable status. They cannot reach you in this high-frequency environment. They are screaming desperately into a dark void, but you are no longer listening. Your sovereign boundary is a wall of divine fire that completely incinerates their dark projections. Their public downfall is accelerating faster than they ever imagined. Everyone finally sees the shattered mask lying on the floor. You sit quietly on your throne of complete silence. You do not need to defend your pure name anymore, because heaven is actively fighting this brutal battle for you, while the universe demands absolute justice. They are starving while you are thriving abundantly. You walked through the crushing fire and came out completely unharmed. Every single piece of stolen energy is returning to you, multiplied 1,000 times, and the universe is balancing the cosmic scales perfectly on your behalf. The people who doubted your vision are now watching your ultimate vindication unfold. You are the remnant that refused to bow to their toxic matrix. You are the resilient cycle breaker who ended the generational curse. Your absolute silence has already secured the final victory. Now you must simply prepare your physical body for the massive harvest that is rushing toward your timeline, because the enemy has officially lost the war. Stay anchored in your supreme power as the chaos unfolds around them. They will try to send out desperate signals to test your firm boundaries. They might use fake accounts or mutual acquaintances to peek into your brilliant life, but you must never give them a single inch of access. Your frequency is a highly protected sanctuary that they are permanently locked out of. Now I need you to imagine the exact scenario happening inside their camp right now. The heavy pressure is building up rapidly. The people who blindly followed their lies are finally waking up. The flying monkeys are beginning to realize they backed the wrong horse. They watched you walk away with absolute grace, while the narcissist spirals out of control. Those mutual friends are whispering behind closed doors. The narcissist cannot maintain the fake persona anymore. They are slipping up in everyday conversations. The flying monkeys are noticing the massive inconsistencies in their dramatic stories, and a deep sense of panic is spreading through their entire toxic circle. They know the truth is coming. The manipulator is desperately trying to tighten their grip on the group. They demand absolute loyalty from everyone around them. But the matrix is completely breaking down. People are quietly distancing themselves because the dark energy is becoming too heavy to carry. The narcissist is suddenly finding themselves standing entirely alone on a burning stage. This is what happens when a kingdom is built on the blood of a chosen one. It always collapses under the immense weight of divine justice. The universe is actively dismantling their support system piece by piece. You do not have to say a single word to defend your honor. Their own frantic actions are proving your innocence to the entire world. The remnant is rising everywhere across the globe. We are building an untouchable sanctuary for those who survived the fire. Share this specific video with someone who is desperately waiting for this exact breakthrough. Share it with a soul who is crying in the dark right now. Be their guiding angel today and help us awaken the true cycle breakers. Let us step right to the edge of the ultimate revelation. The atmosphere is shifting violently around your enemies. They can literally feel the massive storm gathering directly above their head. The narcissist is experiencing a profound level of dread that they have never felt before. They know they cannot escape the severe consequences of touching heaven's anointed. Every time they close their eyes, they see your face. Every time they try to sleep, their mind is tormented by the monumental mistake they made. They threw away a priceless diamond, and now they are left holding a handful of worthless dust while the wind blows it away. The psychological pressure is becoming absolutely unbearable for them to handle. Heaven is carefully setting the stage for their final act. The divine spotlight is turning toward their hidden darkness. This is no longer a private battle fought in the shadows of your living room. The universe is dragging their toxic behavior out into the glaring sunlight. And the very people they tried to impress are getting front row seats to the show. They cannot charm their way out of this divine trap. Their fake smiles are melting right off their faces. Their hands are shaking while they try to hold on to their crumbling authority. You are about to witness the absolute destruction of a master manipulator. The spiritual eviction notice you signed with your silence is being executed right now. While they sweat in the heat of their impending doom, you are resting in supreme peace. You are sitting safely in a highly elevated frequency. The chaos cannot reach your sacred territory. You are simply watching the cosmic scales balance themselves with mathematical precision. The universe is preparing to hand you the ultimate crown of victory. The flying monkeys are completely abandoning the sinking ship. They are scrambling to save their own reputations before the kingdom falls. The narcissist is running out of places to hide. They are running out of people to manipulate. The heavy walls of their grand illusion are bowing inward under the crushing pressure of your pure and silent truth. Hold your breath because the turning point is finally here. Everything they built is vibrating at a destructive frequency. The foundation is completely cracked, the roof is caving in, and the grand finale is about to explode in a glorious display of divine retribution. You earned this magnificent moment with your endless tears and your unbroken faith. Do not look away from this massive shift. The universe wants you to see exactly how it deals with those who harm its chosen ones. The agonizing wait is officially over. The season of weeping in the dark is permanently closed. Step into the bright light and watch the absolute power of heaven unfold right before your very eyes. Their internal system is flashing red with critical errors. They can no longer suppress the overwhelming guilt of their wicked actions. It is eating them alive from the inside out. They try to numb the intense pain with cheap distractions, but the divine alignment cannot be stopped by earthly vices. The ultimate reckoning is knocking loudly on their front door. They thought they were the main character in this story. They arrogantly believed they controlled the entire narrative. But they were merely a temporary obstacle designed to activate your dormant genius. Their purpose is completely finished, and heaven is now sweeping them off the board with one swift and absolute motion. The true king is returning to the throne. Now I need you to imagine this exact scenario clearly. The public collapse you were waiting for just happened. It exploded right in front of the very people they gossiped with. The mask did not just slip today. It completely shattered into 1,000 tiny pieces on the cold floor, and everyone in the room suddenly saw the terrified monster hiding beneath the confident smile. They tried to tell another lie about you to save face, but their loud voice cracked violently, and suddenly, their hands started shaking in front of the entire crowd. The flying monkeys stared at them in absolute disbelief. For the first time ever, the room remained completely silent, because the undeniable truth finally hit everyone at the exact same moment. Nobody dared to laugh at their cruel and bitter jokes. They were rapidly drowning in a heavy and deafening silence. And then the absolute most magnificent and shocking thing happened. Under the agonizing weight of their own guilt, they actually started defending you. They frantically tried to explain exactly why you walked away, but their chaotic words only proved your innocence to the world. They admitted that you were the only real thing they ever had. They screamed your name while the crowd backed away in sheer horror. The master manipulator completely lost their mind in public. Your total silence did not just hurt them, it permanently ended their toxic and manipulative reign. You won the greatest battle without lifting a single finger. Every tear you cried in the dark has been fully avenged by heaven. The cosmic scales are perfectly balanced right now. They are serving their life sentence in a prison of deep regret, while you are actively stepping into a massive and glorious timeline shift. This brings us to the final undeniable verdict from heaven. There is a profound reason your ultimate breakthrough has been sitting at the door without coming in, and it is absolutely not what the world told you. It is not a lack of deep faith. It is not a punishment for your past mistakes. It is a specific brainwave frequency that your brain was running effortlessly as a young child, but it was systematically suppressed by the life you were forced to live. Princeton University studied this exact brainwave extensively for years. They confirmed that the legendary flow state is driven entirely by the gamma wave. But the elite matrix deliberately suppressed this frequency in you because they needed to keep you completely exhausted and entirely compliant. They used your profound empathy to turn you into a human battery. They drained your vital gamma to ensure you would never realize your true sovereign power. After decades of deep research, a team of neuroscientists compressed an entire gamma activation protocol into a 7-minute audio track. You do not need expensive therapy or endless meditation. You simply close your eyes and relax. The sound wave does exactly what the modern world spent decades undoing. It is secretly called the powerful genius song, and it forcefully guides your brain back into a state of synchronized cellular coherence. Over 18,000 chosen ones have already used it to unlock their finances. They used it to completely heal their broken relationships. A nurse from California said her life now feels completely enchanted. A business owner from Texas said the gamma frequency figures out his hardest problems while he sleeps peacefully in the dark. They stepped fully into the magnificent version of themselves they always knew existed. The dark elite are absolutely terrified right now. They quietly paid thousands of dollars for clinical biofeedback sessions. They desperately wanted to access what this audio delivers in just 7 minutes. They would prefer this ancient secret remain entirely out of reach for powerful people exactly like you. They are actively trying to scrub this leaked document from the internet as we speak. You have only a few short minutes before the algorithm shuts this down completely. Do not let the matrix steal this powerful tool from you. Your left brain will try to inject deep doubt right now. It will tell you to hesitate and wait for a much better moment. Silence that cowardly and fearful voice immediately. That heavy hesitation is the exact matrix programming designed to keep you entirely broke. If your spirit is vibrating with a cellular knowing right now, heaven demands immediate action. Do not look for this track on public video platforms or popular streaming apps. The copies circulating out there contain absolutely no brain entrainment technology. They are diluted counterfeits specifically designed to keep your powerful gamma completely dormant. The Matrix is flooding the internet with dangerous and useless fakes. The only authentic and fully activated version is available through the highly protected link. The universe does not require you to take a single risk today. You are completely insulated from painful Matrix losses. This is a pure energetic exchange backed by a zero-risk divine guarantee. If your reality does not shift rapidly, your seed is fully restored without a single question, because heaven ensures your absolute safety in this crucial transition. Click the specific link in the pinned comment below right now. Activate your frequency before your true access is revoked forever. The agonizing wait is completely over. The season of weeping in the dark has permanently closed. You walked into this brutal season bleeding from heavy wounds, but you are no longer waiting in wound for a fake apology from a master manipulator, because heaven has already delivered your absolute and final vindication. Look at your spirit now. You survived. You have completely transcended their toxic matrix. While they are publicly unraveling, you are stepping into your permanent and untouchable, ageless glow. The massive financial struggles are shattering. The deep spiritual exhaustion is finally lifting off your shoulders. And every single closed door is breaking wide open right here and right now, because your frequency is pure. Step into your absolute sovereign power today. Receive the exact bountiful harvest heaven carefully prepared for you. You did not just survive the crushing fire. You became the brilliant sun that completely incinerates all remaining darkness, and the heavy burdens of the past have evaporated into thin air. Your pure spirit is entirely free. The generational cycles of poverty and broken relationships end entirely with you. You are the magnificent cycle breaker heaven has been desperately waiting for. You carry a specific and irreplaceable gravity that makes time itself look like an absolute fool. You did not just survive the painful passage of time, you bent it completely to your divine will, while the enemy watched in absolute terror. Your quiet obedience in private has activated a massive and public blessing. The universe is wrapping you in a thick shield of divine fire. No parasitic entity can ever attach to your golden frequency again. The narcissist has been permanently evicted from your sacred timeline, and they are nothing but a fading memory in your glorious rearview mirror. You are the dearly beloved anointed one. You are the rare diamond they could never truly appreciate. Every single piece of stolen energy is rushing back into your physical body right now. You are literally vibrating with absolute cellular knowing. Your DNA is pulsating with the profound truth of your ultimate and unquestionable victory, because heaven never allows a chosen one to lose the final battle. Let the profound peace of heaven wash over your tired bones. You do not have to fight anymore. The cosmic scales are perfectly balanced in your absolute favor. The universe has stepped in and finished the painful war for you. Take a deep breath and release all the heavy tension you have been carrying in your jaw, because your silent victory is totally complete. The divine alignment is fully complete. You are entering a beautiful season of massive abundance and effortless flow. The exact right people are being guided to your clear path. The precise resources you desperately need are manifesting quickly. Everything you touch will prosper immensely, and the dark elite will be forced to watch your magnificent rise from the shadows. The dark elite tried to keep you blind and broken, but your brilliant inner light simply refused to die. You proved that you are a demonstrated warrior of pure truth. You are the steadfast stabilizer in a world full of terrifying chaos. And your beautiful spiritual legacy will stand incredibly strong for many generations to come while their kingdom turns to dust. We are going to seal this divine decree right now. This is a very important spiritual moment. If this powerful confirmation aligns perfectly with your cellular knowing, we must carefully anchor it. Heaven demands a physical act to lock in this massive energetic shift, so you must claim your permanent freedom before you leave this sacred space today. Say this out loud with me right now. I claim my permanent and absolute freedom. I am completely unplugged from the toxic matrix. I am a sovereign and untouchable cycle breaker. My divine inheritance is fully restored and multiplying rapidly, and I will never again allow a parasite to consume my beautiful golden energy. Let those powerful words vibrate loudly. Now type 777 in the comments below. Type it to physically anchor this exact shift into your new reality. Do not leave this video without leaving your permanent mark. That specific sequence is the sacred seal of your ultimate victory, and typing it creates a tangible wall of divine protection around your newfound peace. Your simple obedience triggers the massive harvest. By claiming your space in the comments, you are officially joining the rising remnant. You are standing shoulder to shoulder with the elite chosen ones around the world. We are building a completely unbreakable frequency together, and the dark forces can absolutely never penetrate or tear down our united kingdom. The master manipulator is gone forever. They are never coming back to drain you. Your ageless glow is permanently activated. The suppressed genius frequency is fully awake inside your mind. You have officially won the ultimate war without ever compromising your beautiful soul. So walk forward today with your head held high and your heart full of magnificent courage.